Hey everybody, welcome to another installment of Daniel's Manga Reviews. Today, I'm going to be reviewing One Punch Man. Before I get into this review, I have to do the ear-splitting shout-out part. This book was given to me by my friend Aaron King, and I'm going to do the shout-out right now. I really hate that bit so much. Oh my god. But I do it for the funny, I guess. Now, for those of you who are new to this series is basically me walking out in the woods with a manga, and I just sit here on Snapchat and review it. It started out as a sort of one-off joke. It wasn't really going to be a thing, but I made one, and I just kind of couldn't stop. There was a lot of want for it, and now we're on the fourth episode. Anyway, today I'm reviewing One Punch Man. One Punch Man is about this guy, this balding dude. His name is Saitama. Saitama's story begins 3 years ago. He had just gotten out of a failed job interview, and after the job interview, he has an encounter with this big crab. Now, the crab, this monster, is just he's going around, he's angry, he's killing people. And it doesn't help that this kid with this cleft chin drew nipples on him. He's kind of pissed. He's going to kill the kid. Now, Saitama he's highly heroic. He's very much a good guy. He says up here, I wanted to be a hero when I was little. He says here he's never wanted to actually be a businessman. He wanted to be a hero. Not only a hero, but a hero who could defeat his enemies within a single hit. And he saves the kid, and after a bit of a battle, he kills the crab monster, who has a name, which I can't remember, unfortunately. The second story, we meet these characters, Fukigao, I don't know, and Marugori. Fukigao, I'm just gonna call him F, gives his brother a sort of super steroid that kind of, that kind of turns him into a giant, like so. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be an Attack on Titan reference, but I may be blowing my load too soon, so I don't know. So, Fukigao was on the shoulder of the giant, and so was Saitama. And Saitama tricked the giant into killing Fukigao, thus killing his big brother. Giant's really pissed. The reason Saitama wanted to do this was he wants to defeat the giant because the giant is just going around and destroying cities. Not a good situation. And they have a bit of a spat, as you would. The giant's is doing his regular attacks. He's just smashing, clobbering away. He points. An interesting point is the giant points out that he is the strongest man, and Saitama talks about how it feels empty being the strongest. Shortly afterward, Saitama destroys the giant within a single hit, sends him flying, and comically destroys the city that he was trying to protect. Not good. I'm not going to go too in-depth with the chapters. I mean, I want you to read it, obviously. So, like I said, support the industry. That's something that I think is actually important. Like, not even in a funny, joking way. Please support the industry. Not that the manga industry is any sort of dire straits right now. But something that's really a big sort of theme in One Punch Man is Saitama feels sad. He's happy that he's a hero, but the sort of lack of challenge makes him sad. He gets into a fight with these sort of subterranean people at one point, and they're actually a hard fight, but it turns out it's just a dream. And he wakes up from the dream and he fights the real subterranean people, and he destroys their king and they run away. In this first volume, we're also introduced to Genos, a young cyborg who has dreams of heroism, much like Saitama himself. We are also Genos, after this one battle they have with another sort of supervillain, if you would. Genos wants to train under Saitama. He wants to become as powerful as Saitama. And they all obviously later train and stuff. Saitama is a little hesitant at first, but that they eventually get along pretty well. We're also introduced to the villains, a sort of a bunch of weirdos known as the House of Evolution, who I think are actually a really interesting concept all in themselves. They create these sort of advanced robots and human robot combinations and robot human animal combinations and advanced animals. It's just a bunch of shit. All right, they got a nice little mesh of different things going for them. An interesting factoid about One Punch Man is it started out as a webcomic. It wasn't a manga at first. It was a webcomic that eventually turned into a manga, which eventually turned into an anime, which I thought was distinctly fascinating. Now here comes the part where you have to ask the big question. Daniel, would you recommend this? I think yeah. I think this is a really good manga, all in all. I have seen a little bit of the anime. Honestly, I kind of walked. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of walked into this review knowing I was gonna enjoy this, so. But genuinely, this is a great story. It's a great idea for a story. Slab is meant to parody really highly powerful manga characters and comic book characters, even. He's there to make fun of guys like Goku and Superman who should be able to defeat most things effortlessly. Saitama can defeat things effortlessly. This story isn't like traditional manga where it follows a person's journey to become really powerful. Saitama did do a lot to become powerful, which is why he's bald, interestingly enough. But this story is actually about some guy who's really powerful, and there's nothing as challenging anymore. Something I have to give praise for is the art style. The art style is simple, sometimes like on Saitama's face here, but the action scenes in this manga are really well done. Like, this is really cool. Another bit I really enjoyed was this part where Saitama's falling asleep. Cause this is a flashback when he's in school, and he's listening to the news, and he's just slowly falling asleep. And I think it's cool how the text boxes and the artwork next to it, they kind of fade out. It fades out and only focuses on like one thing. I thought that was such a cool effect that I just had to point it out. I've never seen it before. I'm gonna have to give this manga a 5 out of 5. It's funny, the story idea is good, the artwork is good, the action scenes are amazingly done. All in all, it's a great story. You'll like it, honestly. It's great. Yeah, something else I got to thinking about. I really like the universe this book takes place in. It's fascinating. It's full of just these sort of strange monsters and stranger supervillains, but there's also good guys, and they're all unique. I really enjoy that. Well, that wraps up this episode. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next week. Maybe I'll do Sailor Moon, hopefully. I'm not sure. A bit of a suggestion to the maybe 5 people who watch this show. Try sending me some bad manga. Recommend me some bad manga. Because I feel like this series has kind of just become me kissing everybody's ass. I want to read something bad. I want something I can tear apart. Even Monster Mizumi, the first episode wasn't. Even I didn't give that a bad review. So yeah, try sending me something bad, or something slightly worse, but it's whatever. So yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to do. Oh, son of a bitch! I hate this part. Another thing I wanted to do. Oh, hey, bird. Sorry about that. I saw a weird bird. Another thing I wanted to give a shout out to both you viewers and any new viewers. I kind of just do this series for myself. But I'm really happy I have a fan base. It's nice. I'm gonna give you a shout out. So